Hi, I'm Pastor Bill, the pastor of the Little White Chapel Christian Church in Burbank, California. Last week when I did the blog, I was so excited and elated about all of the publicity that the Little White Chapel pantry was getting. This little pantry that sits right at the edge of our property where you can put in food for the homeless or take out food if you need some. Last week, CBS News came out to interview us about the pantry. The newspapers came out to interview us about the pantry. It was a great thing. We got all kinds of responses from many people saying, "Attaboy, that's great, I can contribute." But we got some responses that were less than kind. One of them began innocently enough. "Isn't that guy an actor?" "Well, yes, I am." "Isn't that guy gay?" "Well, yes, I am." "Isn't that guy trying to head up a gay church and promote homosexuality?" That's not true of Little White Chapel at all. Little White Chapel welcomes everybody to Little White Chapel. All are welcome here. Others joined in this line of reasoning, and all of a sudden the responses to the blog became pejorative, calling us names, marginalizing us, saying we weren't fit to be a church, saying we were going to hell. I responded to these bloggers, sharing with them what Jesus would do, how Jesus never turned anyone away. But the insults continued. So I spoke to a couple of minister friends of mine, both of whom happened to be women. The women began to weigh in on the blog, and suddenly the playing field became level. The women questioned the folks who were critical of the blog, and they wanted to know, why would you be so critical of a minister whose church is trying to welcome everybody and make a place where the poor and the hungry could be fed? What could possibly be wrong with that? How does that in any way go against what Jesus taught? Conversation continued, and I believe that some agreement was reached. One of the men who began by saying unkind things for the church actually asked one of the women to pray for him. The marvelous thing about the blog is that we don't all have to agree. The marvelous thing about the blog is that it is a place where each one of us can find his or her voice, and in that voice we can respectfully dialogue. What we have found in doing the blog is that all of the bullies are no longer on the playground. There are lots of bullies in cyberspace. But that's all the more reason, isn't it, for those of us who are progressive and trying to follow the ways of Jesus to speak up. Here at Little White Chapel, we always make a place for everyone to speak his or her truth. We ask that we share with each other with respect and kindness, but there's always a place at the table for every single person. Why don't you come? There's a special place for you. Bring your truth. Bring your opinion. Be willing to share. You're always welcome here at Little White Chapel.